Corey Mafia Magazine, it's your boy King Jersey.
It's your boy Lotto in the building.
And we got a very special guest. Shout out to DJ Hova for coming.
Hova, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Everybody? What up, guys?
What's going on with you today?
I figured I'd stop by, chat up with you guys about Station Head, strictly business, everything we're working on this year.
Okay.
You know, we got a festival coming up, Station Head blowing up, a couple of artists we've been working with. You know, plenty of big things going on. Definitely want to get you guys involved in it.
Absolutely.
Give you guys some front row passes, you know, to all the big business going down.
Speak a little bit more about the station. Let people know what station is about.
Yeah, man. Station Head, like I said, right now it's an app available on iOS, coming to Android and computer real soon. It's all about giving artists, DJs, producers, and even people like yourself starting out a business an opportunity to really focus in on artists who are coming up, give them a place to get their plays up, their streams out there, and a perfect opportunity to give network connections that are unstoppable. Like I said, you guys could, you know, have a station once a day, or you guys could do it 3 days a week, and that opens up a huge opportunity to have a ton of different artists bringing in huge opportunities for you guys, from shows to mixtape drops to interviews to co-host events to a bunch of different things.
How long has Station Head been running?
So Station Head has been running for over a year now. Again, it's been started by a guy called R-Star. He's from a band called I-Star. They were on tour around the United States for, I want to say, a couple months to a year. And they got this great idea to, again, start this app to give all artists out there that don't have that opportunity to get their plays up and don't have a way to get their music heard, that opportunity and that chance. So they partnered up with Raekwon from Wu-Tang, got it started, and ever since it's just been growing more and more. So now you can have up to 3 people on your show with you, co-hosting at one time. You guys can make requests for different tracks we played on other people's stations. You guys can comment on each other's stations, and you guys can even share it through text message, Instagram, Twitter, the WhatsApp, and a bunch of other ways coming real soon.
Alright, so it sounds like Station Head is the next new wave to take over. I definitely like the concept because it allows for you to be independent.
Right, yeah.
Very independent. It just gives you a wide variety of things that you can do, as well as having like 3 co-hosts. Like that's just like any other radio station.
Exactly.
You know, so.
And you know, if you have a perfect setup, like if you're doing podcasts, it's perfect for that.
Yeah.
So you can just simply plug your phone in, run it off your regular podcast setup, even record it, throw it into your podcast, little snippets of it. Be like, hey, you know, this week on Station Head we covered this and this. You add your little snippet in, sounds quality is perfect, and you get a perfect product at the end.
Absolutely.
So we definitely got to look into it.
Yeah, we're definitely. I had downloaded it to look into it. So
yeah, I definitely recommend it. And like I said, you know, once you guys get started up, I'm on there. Vince Bracey's on there. I know you guys know Vince from Moving Mondays. He does Bros with Nose Host podcast. They actually just had their first show on Station Head. Had me on there, a couple other people. We'd love to have you guys on. You know, chat it up, let people know what Royal Mafia Mag is about, and you know, really spread the word of what you guys are doing, and have artists really open up a new outlet so that way they can just directly write to you all their music and what they're working on.
We're gonna definitely jump into it. I was looking into it. I was gonna consult him. I was interested, so it's good to have you here.
Yeah.
Front and center, just to give us a little more information.
Yeah, anytime.
Besides Station Head, what have you been involved in? Like, what were you doing before Station Head?
Before Station Head, I was working with the group I'm still working with now, Strictly Business Media Group. It's a group of brothers and friends from Vernon, New Jersey. They grew up together, just, you know, putting in all the work that they could to make music what it really was about, the lyrics and making that connection with the fans. The front artist of that is Zoe Maurice. He's honestly a great guy. He's so personable. Every song he makes is, you know, from his core. It's not just made up for flashiness or to catch clout, and he puts it all into it. And he's been doing it for years. So him and his brothers, there's 2 of them. Let's see, there's Deshaun, who's eccentric, and then there's Lorenzo, who goes by Chaos the Gift. So they actually all used to tour and go rap together. You know, Alonzo opened up for Drake, Wale, Big Sean. He's done a couple of big shows. And they realized, you know, it's the same for everybody out there. There's artists out there who need the help, who really need that motivation and a group backing them and showing them support. So me and him really just sat down one day, talked about it, and I was like, yo, we need to give these artists, you know, a platform. We need to give them somewhere that they could come, get their self-interview, get their music heard, get their plays up. And I was like, let's do it through Station Head. And I said, you know what, we'll even call it Strictly Business Radio, and that's where we got the name from. And ever since then, it's just been a straight power move. It's been great. We've made different connections. We made, you know, connections with artists, producers, DJs, and like I said, we got an event coming up now. So that's going to be huge. That's coming August 11th.
Okay.
And that's like a nice meditation festival. It's called the Radiance Festival. And it's going to be meditation, Reiki massage, hip-hop music, alternative music, food vendors, and much, much more. And it's going to be an amazing time. I'm so happy to be part of it.
Where this going to be at? Where's the event at?
So right now, I'm not sure the exact location. It will be revealed shortly.
Okay.
But it is August 11th. That's the set date, and Radiance Festival is the set name for sure.
Okay. Definitely. Roy Mafia will be there. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to have you guys for sure. Yeah, that.
You'll carry by the food truck every day.
Definitely. So you've been working with them for a while. Did it start off as, just going into like business partners together, or were you like?
Yeah, I mean, really what it was, I grew up with them.
Okay.
They knew my older brother who passed away, and I just followed all their music and what they were about for so long that I saw how hard it was becoming for them to really, get some stuff out there. And I was like, I want to help. I could, put in some work on the computer. I could make graphic designs. I could call some companies, make connections. And from there, I started out helping out with a little bit of management. I made some graphics for cover art for Alonzo. I helped Kofu Soul, who's another artist who you guys actually
I'm familiar with those.
Yep, you guys met him. I actually got him in connection with a group, Electro Threads, out of California.
Okay.
So now he's somewhat of like a ambassador for them. He reps their clothes all over IG, gets shout outs, get posted on their page. So at first, it started out as a networker. I was there to help them network and help the management. And then once the station came along, I was like, this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
I'm meant to definitely help, not just the team grow, but other artists grow. And station has been nothing but help with that. The location where their HQ is in Brooklyn, I go there once in a while to do the Friday morning shows with the big dogs. And, I've met the designer. They helped me cover art for my own show to help people get more draw to it. And it's honestly just been a huge family, just growing bigger and bigger every single day.
You're working.
Hell yeah.
Very busy.
Yes, every day.
Is radio hosting, was that your initial interest in getting in the industry?
Yeah, so event hosting was my main interest.
Okay.
And I knew I had to start out somewhere. I knew you couldn't just step up on stage and be like, oh, hey, I'm an event host, how's it going? So once the app came around, I was like, this is perfect practice. So I started getting into it a little bit, and at first, I was a little shy, but then I heard great tips. Just jump into someone else's station, comment, ask some questions, and ask to be called on, and then do that a couple times, and you kind of break the thin ice, and you get real used to it real fast.
Yeah.
And Vince, he's been a great friend, a great mentor. He's given me so many great tips to really honing how I've been doing everything. And without him, I think I would have been a little bit lost, but since he's helped me out, it's just been smooth sailing.
This is pretty dope. We're gonna have him up here. I think this week. I don't know. One of my people scheduled with him.
Yeah, definitely should. He's an awesome guy, super personable. I don't know if you guys have seen the Bros with No Host podcast.
I've tuned in once. He told me. I think it was on Instagram. He sent it to me.
The Seton Hall thing?
Yeah. He does the Seton Hall.
Yeah.
That's who I confuse him with.
Okay.
Me and Vince actually.
That's why I confused
we
him.
co-hosted the Movement Monday the one time. That's probably why.
Yeah, that's
you probably got a
right.
little confused, mixed up with it. But yeah, man, he's a great dude. If you guys have him up here, I'm sure he'll be able to, share some great stuff for you guys and really tell you what's going on in the side of the field for sure.
Yeah. Definitely dope. We said we were gonna collaborate and do some things. So
Yeah.
that should be coming up soon.
I mean, since I even went to the Movement Mondays, I've noticed how big Jersey's becoming in the music industry. I mean, a lot of people think Jersey is just on the low-key radar, but it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There's so many artists growing that it's becoming like a mass production of just all these different collaborations and features and hopping on different tracks with each other, do different photo shoots with each other. It's crazy.
That point where Jersey artists or like tri-state artists not working with each other, but mostly Jersey.
Yeah.
Those barriers are broken. Like those chains are broken
100%.
off. Like I feel like everybody's collaborating. We're so used to Atlanta having a wide like support system and everyone supporting each other. And I feel like Jersey is definitely now getting on that wave. Like instead of trying to go at each other, we have to support each other so that we can all make it. Because all of those people from Atlanta, they make it just from supporting each other, putting each other on each other's tracks.
Right.
And Jersey is on that same wave now, which is great to see because it really wasn't. It was like I'm trying to get on. Like
Exactly.
Everything was a competition.
Very solo, kind of rolling out. Like it's dog eat dog world.
Yeah.
Now it's such a part. I've been to so many different events. I don't know if you guys have checked out NJ Smokers Club events. Definitely gotta check.
I heard
out.
that.
Yeah, no. We're supposed to check out one day.
Yeah, we gotta. And just Motor Club, they are an awesome group. They actually, bring some of the artists you guys have seen in the Mondays, like it's Young Lee, and a couple other people on, and they let them perform there. So that's like another place for them to perform, and a totally different crowd, relaxing, smoking, hanging out, doing your thing. And it's great to see that there's things like that starting to come to New Jersey. That's not just in Florida or LA or New York. Right? Jersey's becoming a place where everyone's starting to feel equal and welcome. It's really, really prospering. I'm glad to see it.
It's definitely becoming a place where how some people like, I have to move to LA to do certain things, or I have to move. Like
I heard that last that kid. That shit actually made me feel some type of way when he said that.
Move to LA to get.
Yeah, he was a good artist. What was his name? Remember his name?
Dewan. Yeah,
was it Dewan? Yeah,
Dewan.
He was like, I have to go to LA to take myself seriously.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You're going too far, brother. Like, stay home.
I think I definitely realized since I started on Station Head, it's all about self-motivation, self-preservation, self-love. And I said it over at We Are Jersey Magazine. If an artist can't think about where they're going to be in the next month to the next 5 months, then it's going to be real hard for them to see the next 10 feet in front of them.
Absolutely.
And a lot of artists here are starting to realize I got to start thinking about what I'm doing 5 months from now. So that way, in that time period, I can plan out this, and this to drop, to release, start my merch line. And since artists have been doing that, I've noticed so many artists prospering. I've seen Babyface. I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah, I know exactly who Babyface is.
Babyface, since he started his merch line, blew up.
Everyone has it.
I mean, everyone's got the T-shirts, everyone's got the hoodies, everyone's got this, everyone's got that. They're listening to all his tapes, and it's great. He set a goal, he set a line, and now it's out there and it's ready to rock.
Yeah, no. That whole crew is actually really good. Like Babyface, Chris Patrick. Who else? There's
Ethan Ross.
Yeah, like that whole.
That's a good. They from Montclair, right?
They're from like the Oranges area.
Oh, okay. They're from Orange?
Yeah,
I didn't know
they're from that area. But it's all part. Like I met them through Smile Savage.
So they're all a great talented group of artists. Yeah. And like I said, I support all these guys because I've seen the team themselves have to go through the struggles. So I don't want to see anyone else go through that. And that's why Strictly Business as a whole, we're trying to really let everyone know that we're out there to support them, to help them. If they want collaborations, we're willing to help collaborate. We're willing to help maybe do some photo shoots. We got photographers, we got videographers, we got people who are designers on the web pages and stuff like that. We're willing to help these people out so they know that there's people out there just like them that have went through the exact same thing.
Let me ask your opinion on why you think that New Jersey don't have a big mainstream artist.
A big mainstream artist?
Somebody like, who was the last? Joe Buttons?
Yeah, Joe Budden was probably maybe
the last person, I think. Yeah, like why you think
Fetty Wap went for
Fetty Wap. There you go.
Long time ago.
It's again, I think it's mainly what you were saying. A lot of artists feel that Jersey doesn't give them enough of what they need to blow up.
Yeah.
So they feel like they gotta move, they gotta go somewhere else. So you hear about this artist blow up in LA or blow up in Florida or here and there. But in reality, look where they're born. They're born somewhere near Jersey or PA or New York area. It's like, why'd you guys have to leave? And a lot of them will say, just like you said, I didn't have the resources I needed. I didn't have the fan base that I could have got. I didn't have the clubs that I could go to here and there, which at a point is the same. But I mean, you gotta understand, if you're not willing to put in the work to, go from Jersey to the little spots and put in all that hustle and grind, just to try to go to the big spots, it's not going to be handed to you, and it's going to be a lot more pressure. You're going to be going from no crowd to a huge crowd, or a very, very small crowd to a huge crowd. It's going to be very changing at that moment. So I feel like a lot of artists try to jump on it too fast, and that's why we also see a lot of artists who do make that jump not make it anywhere. And I definitely feel that's why Jersey doesn't have any main blow-up artists, because they're kind of, like I said, just afraid of the resources that they don't have.
Right.
Yeah. So you go by the name of Hover or DJ? It was DJ Hover?
DJ Hover.
Yeah,
so
DJ
you also
Hover.
a DJ?
So I'm a radio DJ for now, but I am trying to get into actually DJing and live events, live event hosting and stuff like that. Again, it's all one step at a time. But
You produce or not just?
No production, no engineering.
Okay.
I got the DJ set up on the laptop. Like I said, when I do the radio thing, I have the plugins, I got the beat pads, stuff like that to mess with. But I haven't taken it to live events just yet. I'm trying to.
You'll get there.
Work on one thing, help some other people, and then once I know if I stick with the right team, I helped the right amount of people. I know everything else will just eventually.
It's all about your connections as well.
Yeah.
So once you're networking, a lot of people, everybody's gonna know who DJ Hover is. So
Right.
it's just like, nah, get DJ Hover up there. Like, it's
and,
gonna.
you know, I tell people all the time, you know, I go by Ian. You know, you guys more than welcome call me Ian. Other people just call me Hover, but DJ Hover more or less is for the station. You know, so it gives people a persona to follow, so that way they know who I am. And I didn't want to change my name. I know a lot of people use, you know, like synonyms and nom de pleurs. It's like I don't really want to change my name. I want people to know who I am.
Right,
So that way, when I do get where I want to be, it's like, oh, who is that? It's like I never changed from the start. You know, I've been the same person from the start. I've been honest. I've been upfront, and I just want people to know me for who I am.
Going to, not all the way back to the why Jersey artists don't make it, but as far as I feel like if you are in Jersey and you are getting that local crowd,
Right.
Even if it's just in your town, like your city, that's the recognition you need.
Exactly.
That's I feel like once you know a few people, or people know who you are, know your artistry, that's all you need.
Exactly.
That's your starting point. And once you get that, it's like they go to the next town, they're playing you, like other people know you, and then you get known in your state. You go from your state to the states next to your state, like closest, you know, tri-state area.
I actually had a discussion with Fresh Hot New Online Magazine based out of Miami, and you know, I had her on air. Her name is Cheryl. She's the CEO over there, and she was telling, you know, anyone listening on the station, the most important thing you can do is play a couple shows in your home state or your hometown, and then, you know, maybe go 5 towns away or go one state over, and then do a couple shows there or 2 shows there and come right back to your state. So what's going to show people is you're still for your hometown. You're going to build your basis around a 25 to 30 mile radius, and that 30-mile radius, you're going to have a couple hundred people who are listening to music. So that way, when you do transition somewhere else, they're going to be like, oh, when's he coming back? When's the music coming back my way? I want to hear it again. And it drives that hunger force into your fans.
Absolutely.
So that way, they're like searching for your music. They're searching where you're touring, searching what you're putting out. And that's what really gets those people to grow and prosper as artists. And I think once everyone realizes, you know, your hometown is the most important first step, they're going to really be able to blow up in every way possible.
What's your definition of success?
A definition of success? Well, I mean, let's see. You know, it's definitely not how much money you got in your bank account. It's definitely not about the fastest car you got, the most expensive chain. I would have to say success comes from, you know, that self-satisfaction that you know you put in the work and you got to where you needed to go. And you didn't have to, you know, stab anyone in the back. You didn't have to cross any boundaries or break any rules. You did it the right way. And I feel like if everyone could truly do that, especially, you know, with everything going on over in LA, rest in peace Nipsey Hussle. You know, I heard a great saying the other day, we need to stop saying rest in peace to the dead and stuff like that. We need to start saying to each other, live in peace. Because the moment we start living in peace is the moment that everybody can start being successful and everybody can start prospering.
That Nipsey Hussle situation, they always say, I mean, they say he gave back. How you feel though, the way you think he gave back to his community?
Yeah,
or,
100%.
Okay, what made you say he gave back?
You know,
I find it hard to. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you say it, then I just say my part.
Well, you know, looking into where he came from over in Crenshaw, and you know, he was in a hard time. You know, he grew up in the Crip neighborhood,
right?
Really, really heavy Crip ratings, and for him to change how it was to be an artist, you know, he didn't come into the game buying a bunch of chains, buying cars. During one of his first interviews, they said, you know, what are you going to do with your first couple million? He said, I'm going to invest in homes.
Real estate, yeah.
And they were like, whoa, can you repeat that? He said, I'm going to invest. He's like, you know, it's not about the chains, it's not about this. It's about what you invest in and what you get back and what you can give back.
So what did he give back?
So now when he started to give back, you know, he started working with schools to, you know, expand the black arts over in that area for, you know, musicians, for artists, for, you know, street crowds who are just constantly playing music outside of their buildings or apartments, stuff like that. He wanted to get people somewhere that they could go and hone their craft and learn and stuff like that. And to me, that's giving back more than anything. You know, you could give back 1,000 materialistic things, but to give somewhere where people could go to actually find that peace and find what they makes them happy. Structure. That's truly giving back to society.
So he gave back to. I wasn't aware of him giving back to his group because I know he opened up the plaza.
Right. Yeah.
I personally think that's not giving back. You just that.
Yeah.
You
that's
gaining.
the main thing that people say when they say giving back. They're not mentioning
all the work
he's done.
Yeah.
They're saying he bought Plaza.
Yeah,
and he's letting that's not.
And he bought real estate. To me personally, I don't think that's giving back because you're making money off your community versus getting.
They're not really giving like a full example of what he did.
Exactly,
you know, so it's like making it hard for others to understand what giving back is because there's real controversy surrounding like whether he was this good person that was giving back or whether he was making money off of his community. You know,
and I completely agree. You know, it's been so wishy-washy this way that way. Like I heard something, you know, he discriminated against gay people, but then you know there's another interview where he says, you know, I was completely wrong for saying what I said. You know, I said it out of context. He's like, and I apologize. You know, I love all people for who they are and whatever their decision may be. And you know, it's just like you said. You know, they're not covering everything that he's done. You know, yeah, he bought the Plaza, and you know, to the community, that's him giving back something that they could go to and go see and go do and go shop at. But you know, they're not touching on the schools he's worked with and the politicians he's been working with and stuff like that to really make the city of Los Angeles a little bit better of a place for people to go. And, you know, one thing that I read as well is the more people that we kill that are good for us, the worse off we're going to keep being. Because every time that someone rises to power that's good for the community, they get killed. And it's always by someone within the community. And if we don't stop killing ourselves, then I mean, we're never going to be able to be this great possible nation that we have the possibility to be.
You believe in a higher power, like believe in God, or
here and there.
That's because I took something from somebody said. I think it was Charlemagne saying that, you know, God took him. There's no God because he wouldn't be able to take his life. But I took it like he sacrificed Nipsey for what's going. You heard it was like history a couple of days ago that all the gangs that came together as a unit and one. So that's what I'm saying. So I believe in God. So I truly believe he sacrificed Nipsey to wake everybody else up. So you seen how everybody came together. All gangs.
I saw a video today from Snoop Dogg on Instagram.
Yeah, he said he broke history.
He said, you know, it touches his heart that he broke history like that. You know, for the first time ever, there was Bloods, there was Crips, there was Latin Kings. They were together in one spot, celebrating one man for what he was trying to do. And for that to happen, just like you said, that's never going to happen again.
Worldly speaking, they took a good man, but spiritually, it was a good thing because look how he died at 33. Then I took it, Jesus died at 33. So I took it like he sacrificed Jesus to make everybody else good. It's crazy though, but it's sad to say that they had to take him.
But honestly, it does seem like a sacrifice because it weighs awareness. People were slightly familiar with the Dr. Sebi situation, but now the familiarity just grew like something substantial. It's just crazy. Everyone knows about it now. It's all over the place. Everyone's posting it over Instagram. It's trending. It wasn't doing that. You know, people were just like, "Oh, Dr. Sebi was killed just that," and the third by the government. It was just something that was being said. You know, as far as now, it's worldwide. Everyone's talking about it, and then like you said, it's unifying gangs. It's bringing people together.
So on stopping black on black crime or gangs retaliating over a color, which is beyond me. But
because this one hurt, so I feel like it hit home for
a lot of people. Definitely home for me. When I heard that,
I was listening to "Middle Child" by J. Cole the other day, and you know it drove me crazy. I heard this crazy comment that it was from. Also, an African American male. He was like, "Oh, I feel like J. Cole's been preaching about, how African Americans are stuck in jail," and I was like, "That's so wrong, and it's so biased." If you listen to the lyrics, he's talking about the people as a whole being incarcerated and stuck in a cycle because of the jail system, the way it's set up. It's not set up for black nor white nor Spanish to be treated equally. It's set up to literally break them down to nothing. And he touches on that, and when he touches about we come from a long bloodline of trauma. He's not just talking about, African Americans or Spanish people. He's talking about the people as a whole, as a nation. Our entire nation is in a struggle every day. And when I read comments like that, it's just drives me crazy that people are so biased out there. It's like, you have to look at it from a worldly view. You have to look at it from, he's supporting everybody out there. He might not like the new artist, but he specifically says, I'm glad you guys came and I'm glad you guys are doing what you're doing. But I hope you realize no matter how much money you make, it's not going to change what you're going to do in life. What you went through is what you went through. What you can do now, that's what matters. And I feel like if people start really focusing on the message of the music that's coming out nowadays, like you said, you know, with Nipsey Hussle being taken from us, yeah, it sucked, but necessarily it drove people to be something better, to assemble a better picture of what possibly can be.
I feel like people's mental span nowadays, everything has been dummied down.
Yes.
So everyone's like, mental span is like a goldfish, and they're not really focusing, it's truth. They're not focusing on the message, they're not focusing, just like the whole Nipsey Hussle situation. People don't take the time or the initiative to do their research anymore.
Exactly.
So they'll say these things or hear what's being said from the media, and it could be fake news, whatever you're gonna call it. There's multiple. You're getting hit by all angles with all this media. What can very well be the reporter's own perception of the situation. You understand? It's not factual.
Yeah, I'm actually a victim of that for Nipsey Hussle, because remember I kept saying how he's giving back when he's gaining off the community. See, I wasn't aware of him opening up a school, because I never got that part. I never got that part of the news. So I'm just going off what media is saying. So like you're right. I should have just took the time out and did my research on him and what he did before I even prejudged.
That's how I was at first too. You know, I just heard about, you know, Marathon close.
So I took it as you gain off.
Honestly, I mean everyone. I think like even I didn't know fully about the school or anything. Like, you know, so it's like everyone. They're not, because what's being pushed so much is Marathon, the store in the plaza. And even like you just said, the J. Cole song, no one's educating themselves and actually listening to the lyrics. Because this generation is so used to just, okay, the music, listen to it, bop to it, next song.
It's definitely, if you're more of a music head, I feel like you're gonna really definitely make it farther this year coming up. I've noticed a lot more artists are going back to the roots. You know, they're listening to a lot of rock, they're listening to a lot of blues, they're listening to a lot of old school rap, a lot of old school hip hop, and they're really focusing on where it started and what the message was, and they're realizing
you did say that
these things are catchy, these songs are quick to blow up, but that's not necessarily what I want. I don't want 5 minutes of fame. And a lot of artists realize that the more work that they put in and the more quality of a product they produce, that's what's going to get them where they want to be.
I can't wait for it to change.
I'm
tired of this little bullshit.
I said 2020. There's no, it's 2020 vision. I said I feel like everybody's gonna clear up. Everything this year coming up, everything's gonna clear up. This whole mumble rap's gonna be out of here. Like, no one's gonna be interested. It's not music.
I can't even understand half of the shit they're saying.
I feel like now, I mean, I feel like a lot of the SoundCloud artists have died off. I mean, the only one I really still notice in it is Lil Pump. You know, Lil Xan's pretty much done though. You don't hear nothing about. Juice WRLD just dropped one new project, but other than that, you know, he didn't really do nothing. And you got all these guys who just were in it for the 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and
it definitely died down. It died down.
Shout out to them, because they made money out of it.
But now you're gonna have to move out the way because the lyrically inclined people are coming. So now it's
of course.
I can't wait.
And you know, it was funny that they were all like, oh, maybe that, you know, the older guys just don't like it because it's not their style. It's like, no, we don't like it because we can't understand it. I gotta say it.
Like, I'm young. I just turned 21. Well, you know, So we're young. So like, for people like, oh, the older people, like, that's not my type of music. Like, I can't listen to that.
Exactly. Like, I grew up on Biggie Small, Nas, you know, J. Cole when he was first starting out, Drake, you know, Kendrick Lamar when he first started. I grew up on that through, you know, my young high school, my young junior high years, and that was the rap I was interested in because, you know, they were doing it for the right reasons and putting the bars and the hard work. And once all this mumble rap stuff, I was like, what the?
I personally think it's the drugs that they take.
And, you know, even 50, I see you guys got the 48 Laws of Power.
He wrote 150.
He wrote, you know, the 50 Laws of Power. And, you know, one of his biggest things is, you know, I've died before. He's like, so I can't be afraid of death. He's like, I've been shot 9 times, I died, and came back. He's like, so for me, death isn't even a question. So I feel like, not saying everyone's got to go die, but you know, if we could look at it from the perspective where, you know, we did die in a way, you know, or reborn again or came back, you know, we got the ability to do anything we want. You know, think about it. We were all dead at one point, sitting in the womb. 9 months later, we're here. So at that point, you got to realize anything's possible. You know, there's a ton of laws of power, but there's only one that's really driving you the whole life. That's you. You know, you're your one source of power. If you could focus yourself to do what you want to do and just stay on that track, you go to achieve any goal you want. No doubt about it.
Speak on that book. I actually don't like that book because it's all about manipulation.
Yes.
I'm a godly person,
Yes.
so that right there just, it's not. Don't get me wrong. The book is phenomenal. Book is, you can actually use it, but you gotta know how to use it because you can hurt somebody using 48 Laws of Power. It's all about manipulation with that.
If you use it in business,
it's good.
It's great.
Yeah, certain aspects of
as
things.
far as that's why I said when it becomes sticky when you're trying to use it with family, like your personal life, your relationships, like that's when that book gets a little like it starts to fuck with your life a little bit.
Yeah, that's why if you focus, like I said, on your one power yourself, and you stay driven, then you don't gotta worry about the other 48.
Yeah, absolutely.
49. You focus on that one.
So your background, like, did you go to college?
So I actually, I'm 22. I'm from Vernon, New Jersey, which is located in Sussex County, real up north of the sticks. But I'm originally from Bergen County. I was born in Hackensack Hospital, East Rutherford area, and I've always been driven into music. I've always loved hip hop music. I used to listen to some rock here and there, but I really found a calling once, like I said, I started listening to Pop and Biggie and Nas. Just something about the way that they projected the imagery and the way that things were going on in different areas of the city. It just pulled me in. I was like, all right, that's something that I'm interested in. Like, I want to listen to this kind of music. And as the years went on, I was just more and more invested into it. You know, everybody tries to be a rapper at one point. I tried that, but then, like I said, I linked up with the team, and from there, I was just invested in listening to all their music, downloading their tracks, finding new up and coming artists, and after that, just getting involved in it from here. I knew it was something I had to do. I knew it was something I wanted to be involved in, and just, I did a little bit of college, and I just felt it wasn't really for me. I felt like I was missing something, and once I got on Stationhead and started, really connecting with all these people, that's when I found my true, what I wanted to do, give support, give back, and show love for what is out there, all the music that deserves to be heard, and that's just what drives me all the time.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that because there's a lot of misperception that you have to go to college to become successful.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of mostly set up by the government, set up by the schools to try to force people to go to college just to spend money. You're going to college to waste your parents' money. Because a lot of the times you don't end up doing what you went to college.
Depending who you are, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people need to go to college because everybody ain't self-driven. Everybody ain't.
That's true.
Ain't no. What is it?
Entrepreneur.
No. I meant to say a go-getter.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody not like that, so you can't speak.
True, but even those people who aren't,
somebody
they still go to college and
they
don't
say that, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I don't need to go to school because King Jersey said."
No. Don't take that. You don't.
Everybody not like you.
I didn't say you didn't have to go to school. If you want to go to school, it's your choice.
Yeah.
If you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, of course, those things you should.
Absolutely.
I
don't want nobody not being educated looking at me.
Anything in the realm of stock market and stuff like that, you should go to college and familiarize yourself and get educated on your field of work. But not everyone needs to go to college.
Right.
And there's people who do go to college who frown upon people who didn't go to college, and it's like there's a bunch of millionaires who didn't go to college. So
there's people that didn't finish high school.
I dropped out of high school when I lived in North Carolina for 8 months. I moved out of Jersey, lived in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I went to high school there for 8 months, and I was 17 years old. 17 at the time when you could sign yourself out. I was like, I really don't like school. I don't really care for school, so I dropped out. A couple months later, all my friends back in Jersey were still in school, still doing the thing, and I was like, I'm not a dumbass. I know I can do the work. I know I can catch up. So I moved back, and I was 75 credits behind everyone in my senior class. So they were telling me I had to take 13 classes in order to graduate. I didn't. Graduated on time, and honestly, that was the greatest thing I ever did.
Yeah.
But, once I realized, maybe I gotta go to college, I went for 2 semesters, and I was realizing this wasn't for me because, like you said, I'm not necessarily going to use what I'm learning in everyday life. Yeah. And, for a doctor, for a lawyer, it's great. It's the best thing you can do is get educated. I loved going to school for the fact of being educated, but for the fact in the back of my mind, I knew that I was wasting time I could be doing something else.
Absolutely.
That's what made me stop going to school. So I mean, I definitely, I give props to anybody who can stick through college for 6 years, 8 years.
You and me both.
My mom, God bless her, she's a nurse practitioner and almost got her full degree now. That's like 10 years of school, 12 years of school. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good on that. But yeah, I mean, cahoots to anybody that can do it. It's gotta be for you. It's gotta be if it's for your career. Otherwise, you might, like you said, screw yourself where you don't use it and you just waste your shit on money.
We have like similar stories. Same. I was in North Carolina.
Okay.
I stopped going to school. I came out here. Yeah. I moved back out here. I moved to North Carolina with my parents, and then I stopped going to school. Around like 17. But I ended up finishing online.
Okay.
I had my brothers on my ass about. Well, he was mostly on my ass about it. You're not finished to school, just that and the third. But I got it done. But I just felt like not a waste of time, but I feel like I knew what I wanted to do, so it's just like, what's the point? Yeah, I know where I'm going towards, and I know the type of education that everyone's trying to push to me. I don't need I'm not going to go to college. Exactly. And, I can, as long as I'm educating myself. You can educate yourself on YouTube.
Absolutely.
People do
there's so much resource you can go out and look for.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to yourself on the library once a week.
Yes.
You can learn plenty.
Yeah, so what's next for you? What do you have? What other projects besides Station Head and?
So besides Strictly Business and Station Head, like I said, we got the Radiance Festival. I'm trying to put together some showcases of my own for some of the artists that I work with. People on Station Head, the artists that we meet at Food Mondays, because I want to give them a show that they can come, they can perform at, and they can start making the fan base grow bigger and bigger by connecting each other's fans to each other. The way I'm trying to set it up is putting a unique lineup together where each artist transitions into another one with a different flow, a different style switch. And, by mid to closing of the show, it's going to be just a great time. It's going to be parties. There's going to be alcohol. There's going to be tons of people there, connections, magazine companies like yourselves, blog companies, just a bunch of people to just give everyone a source of, network and connection, feeling like they're actually doing good and giving back to their communities the way that they want to, with the music that they're making. So that's what I'm working on.
Is it an outside venue, or you don't know?
We don't know just yet. We're working on big things.
Will you have stations?
So we got the Strictly Business station. That's Monday through Friday. That is every single day at 11 a.m. right after Vince Bracey Radio. And I call on artists for interviews. I do exclusive on their tapes and their album drops. If they got certain collabs coming up, or if they're even just a single that they just dropped out, or a music video on YouTube, I'll call them up, and that's an everyday thing I do. But I am looking into getting a second show started, maybe in the evening, and collabing with some companies like you guys, We Are Jersey Magazine, and doing little special events where maybe we call on artists who like listens and stuff like that, and give them an opportunity to maybe get interviewed or get little special slots and special offers.
Okay. So at the festival, you're gonna have set up so that other people can set their things up.
Yeah. So at the Radiance Festival, I'm gonna be repping Station Head.
I'm sorry. What is it called? Radiance.
Radiance.
Okay.
Yep, Radiance Festival. That's gonna be August 11th. I'm gonna be there repping Station Head as the station host, and I'm also gonna be there, support Strictly Business, most likely hosting the event as well. I know Vince Bracey's gonna try making it out to, support his podcast and also support his station. And we're gonna have a bunch of different things set up, so anyone who does show up, they can meet people that we work with, they can make connections of their own, and just have a great time and have everybody feel like they're all welcome in one place.
Yeah, dope. There's any way we could, I don't know if you allow for us to set up a station for us to a pop up, just have a board so people can stop by.
Yeah, not a problem.
Also,
definitely.
I feel like it's gonna be a big event. It should be.
Oh yeah, pretty good. It's gonna be real good.
But you're not sure yet exactly where. New
the
York,
exact
New
location.
Jersey.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be in New Jersey.
Okay.
But it's gonna be a dope time. Like I said, Alonzo, he's the CEO. He's working on big things with everybody at the meetings right now, filling me in on the details. But once I get the finalized details, you guys will be the first people I definitely get in contact with.
Absolutely.
Would love to have you guys there for sure.
Definitely.
I want to touch back into when he said he was listening to Big and Pop. Can you? I don't know, because back then I don't know. You had to choose the artist to like. Can you like both? Or?
That's a great question. To be honest, over the years I've heard multiple people say you can only be one or the other. The way I look at it is, they were both going through completely different sides of the coin. You had Biggie, who was born no father, very, very poor school system, selling drugs on the corner. And you had Pac, born with a stepfather, who was a Black Panther, his mother was a Black Panther. He went to decently good school systems. He was in a school of arts, and then he moved to LA, and that's when his troubles really started in. Both of them were so different in aspects. Pac was more of a poet, and you had Biggie, who was more of a street hustler, but he had that poetic skill to him. So to compare the two is hard, but to like the two is easy because, like I said, it's a different side of each coin. So you're liking a poet for what he's saying and what he does and what he's trying to share. And then you have a man who's sharing his story about the hardships and struggles that he sees in everyday life, not just his own.
Right.
So that's definitely the way I feel about it too.
Because you like both, so musically you like...
Yeah, I like them both. Yeah, they're both great.
Because back when I was, coming up, you had to choose one.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be a Tupac fan and a Biggie fan.
Let's start fights.
Yeah,
right.
You couldn't do it.
Pac. It's like,
I'm like, and then I'm from the East Coast, so I had to like Biggie. I had no choice.
Yep.
Like, that was crazy. That's what I'm saying. I only ask because now, throughout the years now, you can like both. I'm glad that shit had done stopped because I don't have to have fear to say what artists I like. That was crazy back then. Like, if I was in school and if I say I like the Tupac, I'm getting my ass whooped.
Yeah, it's crazy, And as a young kid, I did experience a little bit of that. It's like, oh, who do you like, Biggie or Pac? I'm like, well, I like Pac because he's good with poetry, but I like Biggie because he's a hustler. It's like, oh, you can't like both. It's like,
but now,
now it's like you gotta like the music for what it is, for what's the story that the song's telling you. And I've watched all the biopics. I've watched Notorious. I've watched All Eyes on Me, and I've watched Unsolved on television. And to see all the different aspects and all the different stories and see them portrayed in film, it just makes me like each individual artist more and find a reason to really listen to their music and what they're doing.
Do you, being in this music industry now, let's say you're next year, even 5 years down the line, where do you see yourself as far as not being successful, but having your stamp?
Oh, where do I see myself in 5 years? I definitely see, Stationhead as a whole blowing up a lot more, me being a part of that. Possibly open up my own maybe office somewhere down south in the Florida area. There's tons of opportunities, tons of more artists that need help. I would love to see Strictly Business blow up beyond belief. I know they're on their way to, and I know that we're going to be working on big things from merch lines. We're going to be doing, collaborations, some tours. So I definitely see, my stamp being put out there as just a person that every artist could come to for a connection and for a network, and to be able to help them put their name out there. That's the way I see myself really growing and being for everybody else.
So you manage?
I'm willing to if somebody needs some management, or even just a friend to give a couple calls out to a couple different companies to reach out for a collaboration or a sponsorship. I'm always willing to do something like that. Like I said, me, myself, and Strictly Business, we're in it for the artist and we're in it for the game. We know that it's hard. We know that not everything comes easy. Nothing's handed out. So myself and them as a whole team, we just want to get back to everybody else, and we want everybody to know, like, we're willing to work with you guys to make it. So
what is that? I mean, like, break down exactly what they say. I'm an artist and I get in contact with you. What exactly what you guys do?
So, I would offer you, depending on how much music you got out there, if you want to set up an interview, I'll give you an exclusive interview on the station. We'll talk about any exclusive drops you got coming out, set up future dates for any tapes you got, for music videos you got. Not only that, like I said, if you need me to reach out to a company you're interested in, you guys want me to send out an email, you guys don't really necessarily know how to word it, or if you guys want me to phone call somebody, I'm always willing to do that. As an artist, if you need your music played, you need it put out there, I'm willing to put it in the rotation on the station for a 24/7 basis. Shout you out on the IG, plug your IG in there, your Twitter, whatever else you guys want, and give you guys that podium that you need, really give you the spotlight as an artist.
Yeah, man, we need that, man. Appreciate it, definitely,
no
man.
doubt.
Y'all heard him, man. Hova, reach out to him, man.
Absolutely, he's doing great things. He's one of the many people that are definitely
Appreciate
realizing that Jersey is here, and he's definitely here to support. So if you don't know the few people who are actually real about their support when it comes down to indie artists and you know, just anyone who's trying to do anything in the music industry as a whole, reach out to him. Like, we have him, DJ Juicy, Marissa Mendez. These are real people who are genuinely doing it from their heart instead of trying to look for a come up.
I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah, appreciate having you here, man.
No
Especially
doubt,
giving
man.
back and doing what you do. And shout out to Station Head.
Yes.
We're gonna hear a lot about them in the future.
Shout out to Strictly Business as well.
Soon.
Yes, I appreciate it,
We're gonna
guys.
Station Head is here. Strictly Business is here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Re Mafia Magazine is here.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you, DJ Over.
Hey, I appreciate it,
Yo,
guys.
man,
Anytime.
appreciate you coming through,
Thank
brother.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.